Next on HBO. Join the fun-filled journey of a frisky kitten and his pug-nosed puppy pal as they venture into the wild world. The adventures of Milo and Otis. Next on HBO. Next on HBO. The most violent prison uprising in America's history. Caddyshack. Its name shall live in infamy. Kyle MacLachlan and Samuel L. Jackson in Against the Wall. Next on HBO. Next on HBO. They were more than just winners. They were legends. HBO looks at 5 of the greatest coaches ever. American coaches. Men of vision and victory. Next on HBO. Next on HBO.
The second place for a long time after two cops having another hour for a time check. Nick Nolte and Eddie Murphy star in another 48 hours.
Next on HBO. Next on HBO. When they moved to Alaska, they figured they'd have to fight the elements, but fighting for their lives wasn't quite what they had in mind. Rutger Hauer, Arctic Blue. Next on HBO. Next on HBO. In the high-powered big bucks world of professional sports, athletes need more than an agent. They need a super agent. Arliss. Something special's on. Next. Next on HBO. Sometimes the dead do speak, and if you know where to look and how to listen, there's a lot to be learned. Autopsy. Confessions of a Medical Examiner. Next on HBO. Next on HBO. The Bears may not be the worst Little League team ever to hit a baseball, but they're close. Walter Matthau and Tatum O'Neal star in The Bad News Bears. Next on HBO. Next on HBO. Meet the man in black who's been known to have the most fascinating toys in Gotham. Michael Keaton, Jack Nicholson star in Batman. Next. By a sudden rock slide, a bear cub is befriended by an old Kodiak male, and together they begin the adventure of a new life. The Bear. Next on HBO. Next on HBO. HBO presents a musical fantasy for young and old. That's not just any old neighbor making that racket. Beethoven lives upstairs. Next on HBO. Next on HBO. Axel Foley's back on the streets of L.A. Think it's time to give this guy a job or what? Eddie Murphy, Judge Reinhold, Beverly Hills Cop III. Next on HBO. Next on HBO.
A 15-year-old girl in a large dysfunctional family is the large of the own two-day marriage house and seemingly selfish, and big girls don't cry. They get even.
Next on HBO. Next on HBO. It's that time of year again. Time for the beach, the sand, the surf, gorgeous blondes with the dental floss swimsuits. Bikini Summer II. Next on HBO. Next on HBO. You can bet on lots of laughs when Ted Danson and Howie Mandel risk it all on a surefire horse in Blake Edwards' A Fine Mess. Next on HBO. Next on HBO.
Workaholic and sweet and charming female getting despite the earlier warnings in the early night to the romantic life. Bruce Willis and Kim Basinger star in Blind Date.
Next on HBO. Next on HBO. They're young, gifted, and they make universities millions. But should they be paid? Nick Nolte and Shaquille O'Neal. Blue Chips. Next on HBO. Next on HBO. You may have heard the soundtrack, but here's the movie that started it all. Kevin Costner and Whitney Houston star in The Bodyguard. Next on HBO. Next on HBO. The lovely lady and her man named Brady and the whole gang are still together in the 90s, still surviving with one bathroom. The Brady Bunch movie. Something special's on. Next.
Next on HBO. In 4 short days, she found enough love to last a lifetime. Clint Eastwood and Meryl Streep star in The Bridges of Madison County. It's not TV, it's HBO. Next.
Next on HBO, the U.S. government declares war against a renegade pilot who swipes 2 nuclear warheads. Broken Arrow. Next on HBO. Next on HBO. Pour a carrot juice cocktail and join the world's most famous rabbit as he looks back on his screen career. Bugs Bunny's 3rd movie, 1001 Rabbit Tales. Next on HBO. Next on HBO. Jim Carrey's really got his wires crossed when he befriends Matthew Broderick and won't leave him alone. Ben Stiller's dark comedy, The Cable Guy. Next on HBO. Next on HBO. More fun at the Bushwood Country Club. Jackie Mason wants to join and they don't want him. Chevy Chase and Dan Aykroyd co-star. Caddyshack II. Next on HBO. Next on HBO. Have the people of Earth stopped caring about each other? Will a planet full of dark hearts reign? Care Bears, the movie 2, The New Generation. Next on HBO. Next on HBO. It's a high-speed race to catch the Khan and his beautiful hostage. Who will win? The cops or the media? Charlie Sheen, Christy Swanson, The Chase. Next on HBO. Next on HBO. All it takes is one trip to the zoo to realize the similarities are uncanny. Now take a close-up look at man's closest relatives. Chimps so like us. Next on HBO. Next on HBO. In a time when the world was believed to be flat, there came a man who dared the unknown. Tom Selleck and Rachel Ward in Christopher Columbus, The Discovery. Next on HBO. Next on HBO. Get ready to rock with one of America's hottest comedy stars who returns to HBO with his own talk show, The Chris Rock Show. Next on HBO. Next on HBO. HBO brings you the best seats in the house for the world's most dazzling, phantasmal, and provocative circus, Cirque du Soleil, a new experience. Next on HBO. Next on HBO. Once behind the Iron Curtain, there lived not a party member, but a monster. Stephen Ray, Donald Sutherland, the HBO original movie, Citizen X. Next on HBO. Next on HBO. 2 students. One's a nerd who knows everything about the books. The other knows everything about the street. Together, they're a class act. Next on HBO. On HBO. He's a teacher that won't be pushed around, and students who misbehave are dismissed permanently. Class of 1999-2, The Substitute.
Next on HBO. Jack Ryan's about to be sent on a mission. The only problem is his own side might be the enemy. Harrison Ford, Willem Dafoe, clear and present danger. Next on HBO.
Next on HBO. Dead men don't tell tales, but little boys do if they have the right lawyer and if they can stay alive. Susan Sarandon, Tommy Lee Jones, The Client. Next on HBO. Next on HBO. Meet the man behind the legend. From the baseball diamond to Vegas to Cooperstown, Tommy Lee Jones is Cobb. Next on HBO. Next on HBO. Where does an African prince go to find a proper royal consort? Queens, of course. Eddie Murphy, Arsenio Hall, and James Earl Jones are coming to America. Next on HBO. Next on HBO. A city girl spending the summer at her aunt's in Utah becomes involved in the fate of a beautiful, untamable stallion, Coyote Summer. Next on HBO. Next on HBO. A Chicago cop is looking for a little R&R in the Rocky Mountains. Too bad a terrorist team chooses to stay at the same resort, Crackerjack. Next on HBO. HBO. A young man vows to become a champion dirt bike racer, but must first face the father whose love he was never able to win. Crossing the Line. Next on HBO. Next on HBO. It's Thursday Night Prime. Why do 3 cyborgs flee the corporation that made them? Who knows? Maybe they didn't have a union. Cyborg II. Next on HBO. Next on HBO. If the cops are killing the killers, then who's killing the cops? Another set of killers? Because if they are, they stand to make a killing in The Dangerous. Next on HBO. Next on HBO. It's an HBO world premiere. A doctor uses the crime fighter for her own evil experiments, but he's no guinea pig. Darkman III, Darkman Die. Something special's on. Next. Next on HBO. When violent convicts take deaf students as hostages, it's up to James Garner to negotiate them to safety. Dead Silence. Next on HBO. Next on HBO.
A writer, John Candy, shows up with the story of the lead soap writer who hits his head, Mariel Hemingway and Emma Samms co-star in Delirious.
Next on HBO. Next on HBO. A killer from the past is unleashed on a world of pacifists. Ever see A Fox in a Hen House? Sylvester Stallone and Wesley Snipes, Demolition Man. Next on HBO. Next on HBO. Stay tuned for a commentary on the week that was from the man who's got an answer, or at least an opinion on everything, Dennis Miller. Next on HBO. Next on HBO. Ever see that kid on the street who looks so cute and adorable? Well, ask the neighbor what he thinks. Walter Matthau in Dennis the Menace. Next on HBO. Next on HBO. John McClane is back and he's having a bad day. And that's good news. Bruce Willis stars in the box office smash, Die Hard with a Vengeance. Something special's on. Next. Next on HBO.
It's a new movie every Saturday night. Devil or no devil, it's stuck of the sex life of the rumor of the Gatestown. Michael Douglas and Demi Moore. Disclosure.
Something special's on. Next. Next on HBO. Dr. Jekyll's alter ego never looked this good. Sean Young, Tim Daly, and Lisette Anthony star in Dr. Jekyll and Ms. Hyde. It's not TV, it's HBO. Next. Next on HBO. Here's a switch. His wife is cheating on him, and he'll do anything to find out with whom. But it's gonna cost him plenty. Double exposure. Next on HBO. Next on HBO. Martin Tupper, the world's most lovable and lucky daydreamer, is back, and so is the whole gang for another outlandish episode of Dream On. Next on HBO. Next on HBO. Martin Tupper, the world's most lovable and lucky daydreamer, is back, and so are the whole gang for an all-new episode of Dream On. Next on HBO. Next on HBO. The countdown to the final episode has begun, and the most outlandish is yet to come. Join Martin Tupper and the gang for an all-new episode of Dream On. Something special's on. Next. Next on HBO. Comedian Steve Moore is taking a fabulous view of life with HIV, and he's having a ball. Drop Dead Gorgeous, the power of HIV positive thinking. Next on HBO. Next on HBO. What will a cop do to make a bust? Some take to the skies to catch the bad guys. It's free-falling action with Wesley Snipes and Gary Busey. Drop Zone. Next on HBO. Next on HBO. A beautiful investigator is assigned to stop a murdering ex-Navy agent she knows all too well. Excessive Force 2. Force on Force. It's not TV, it's HBO. Next. Next on HBO. All ready for your vacation? Did you remember to pack your whips, chains, and latex? You might want to double check. Rosie O'Donnell, Dan Aykroyd, Exit to Eden. Next on HBO. Next on HBO. An LA cop is assigned to a top-secret police vigilante squad. The assignment, catch the thieves and kill them. Lou Diamond Phillips, Extreme Justice. Next on HBO. Next on HBO. Ever been in a traffic jam, a stalled subway, a slow grocery line? What if the guy next to you suddenly snapped? Michael Douglas in Falling Down. Next on HBO. Next on HBO. Richard Gere is a psychiatrist that finds himself drawn into a web of murder and deceit. Kim Basinger and Uma Thurman co-star in Final Analysis. It's not TV, it's HBO. Next. Next on HBO. When the police department's entire bomb squad becomes the target of a crazed terrorist, only Sam Elliott can determine who will make the final cut. Something special's on. Next. Next on HBO. When he took their offer, he swore to uphold the law. To stay alive, he'll have to break it. Tom Cruise and Gene Hackman star in The Firm. Next on HBO. Next on HBO. A wrongly accused doctor, a one-armed man. The chase is on. But for whom? Harrison Ford and Tommy Lee Jones, The Fugitive. Next on HBO. A murdered wife, a one-armed man. In the ultimate game of cat and mouse, there's no escape. Harrison Ford, Tommy Lee Jones, The Fugitive. Next on HBO. Next on HBO. No, it's not just in the ghetto. No, it's not just in the city. It's happening everywhere. Gang war, banging in Little Rock, America undercover. Next on HBO. Next on HBO.
A premiere Saturday night. Two thieves with $2 million, the mob and police getting on the trail, Alec Baldwin and Kim Basinger, the getaway.
Next on HBO. Next on HBO. Two thieves with $2 million, the mob, the police, and a psychotic mercenary on their trail. Alec Baldwin, Kim Basinger make the getaway. Next on HBO. Next on HBO. Desperate times force a med school wannabe to take desperate measures to ensure his acceptance. So what if a couple of people die getting in? Next on HBO. Next on HBO. It's a new movie every Saturday night. You cook and you slave, and still he turns out to be a sociopath. Macaulay Culkin, Elijah Wood, The Good Son. Next on HBO. Next on HBO. Welcome to beautiful Puxatawny, where every day is just like the last. Literally. Bill Murray and Andie MacDowell star in Groundhog Day. Next on HBO. Next on HBO. When Sophia Loren opens up a restaurant at Jack Lemmon and Walter Matthau's favorite bait shop, these fishermen learn to cast a different line. Grumpier old men. Next on HBO. Next on HBO. If the last time you made love was 1978, how chipper would you be? Jack Lemmon, Walter Matthau, and Margaret, grumpy old men. Next on HBO. Next on HBO. It's catfighting at its raging best when Cynthia Rothrock takes on the counterfeiting kitten who's killed her fiancé, Guardian Angel. Something special's on. Next. Next on HBO. Let your imagination soar in this tale. Happily Ever After. Fairy tales for every child. The Fisherman and His Wife. Next on HBO. Next on HBO. We hope she never gets a haircut. The charming tale with a multi-ethnic animated cast. Happily Ever After. Fairy tales for every child. Rapunzel. Next on HBO. Next on HBO. Pound for pound, the best fighters in the world fight here. HBO Sports presents Boxing After Dark. Gotti versus Rodriguez and Canizales versus Jones. Something special's on. Next. Next on HBO. It's time for a snack of non-stop laughter. It's a guaranteed half-hour delivery of standout stand-up. HBO Comedy Half Hour. Mark Maron. Next on HBO. Next on HBO. One of America's funniest comics is at it again with his side-splitting, politically incorrect humor. HBO Comedy Hour, Bill Maher, The Golden Goose. Next on HBO. Next on HBO. Straight from the U.S. Comedy Arts Festival in Aspen, here's Dennis, HBO Comedy Hour, Dennis Miller, Citizen Arcane. Something special's on next. Next on HBO. They just might be the hottest comedy team since Abbott and Costello, and we've got them. Get ready for an HBO Comedy Hour, Kathy and Mo, The Dark Side. Next on HBO. Next on HBO. The ivy-covered walls will never be the same, and the Ivy Leaguers get a laugh that won't affect their GPA. HBO Comedy Hour, Paula Poundstone goes to Harvard. Something special's on next. Next on HBO. Get ready to laugh as this comedy veteran gives a command performance. HBO Comedy Hour, Richard Belzer, Another Lone Nut. Next on HBO. Next on HBO. He's had bad partners, bad therapy, and even bad health. Just your typical angst-ridden stand-up humor. HBO Comedy Hour, Richard Lewis, Magical Misery Tour. It's not TV, it's HBO. Next on HBO. The man who helped make comedy an HBO thing 20 years ago is back, and sharper than ever. HBO Comedy Hour, Robert Klein. It all started here. Next on HBO. Next on HBO. She's cracked you up on TV, Broadway, and the silver screen. Now she's bringing her shtick to HBO Comedy Hour, Rosie O'Donnell. Next on HBO. Next on HBO. Sinbad Summer Weekend kicks off in Aruba with an hour of all-new comedy from the stand-up superstar. HBO Comedy Hour, Sinbad, Nothing But the Funk. Next on HBO. Next on HBO. Sometimes the place you call home can be your worst nightmare. For Abby, the enemy is of the same blood. HBO Family Playhouse, Abby, My Love. Next on HBO. Next on HBO. Go behind the scenes, behind the Iron Curtain of the early 80s when a monster lurked the Russian countryside. HBO First Look, Citizen X. Next on HBO. Next on HBO. HBO takes you behind the scenes of the new adaptation of Michael Crichton's bestseller. You're gonna go bananas. HBO First Look, Congo. Next on HBO. Next on HBO. A family struggles with their time together as they need each other to make it through a crisis. Glenn Close stars in the HBO original movie In the Gloaming. Next on HBO. Next on HBO. Sometimes the people you never want to believe in can become heroes. Dustin Hoffman, Gina Davis, and Andy Garcia star in Hero. Next on HBO. Next on HBO. David Letterman executive produces this innovative new comedy series that goes beyond nostalgia to take an honest look at life in the 1950s. The High Life. It's not TV, it's HBO. Next. Next on HBO. Peter O'Toole believes a haunted castle can make just about the perfect tourist attraction. Daryl Hannah and Steve Guttenberg co-star in High Spirits. Next on HBO. Next on HBO. Thought it was impossible the first time? Well, the world's most brain-dead parents have done it again. And Macaulay Culkin is home alone too, lost in New York. Next on HBO. Next on HBO. It's the second installment in our double feature Friday lineup. She may be small, but a shrinking violet she ain't. Cynthia Rothrock in Honor and Glory. Next on HBO. Next on HBO. A gripping documentary that takes you down the dark path and inside the lives of street prostitutes. Hookers at the Point, America Undercover. It's not TV, it's HBO. Next. Next on HBO.
What do you get when you put a house sitter, an ex-con, and a psycho all in the same house? It's not a slumber party, that's for sure. A House in the Hills. Next on HBO.
Richard Grieco, If Looks Could Kill.
Next on HBO. Just what would you do for $1 million? Demi Moore, Woody Harrelson, and Robert Redford, Indecent Proposal. Next on HBO.
Next on HBO. A new movie every Saturday night. You don't have to wait for the holiday to witness the largest fireworks spectacle ever, Independence Day. Next on HBO.
Next on HBO. Get ready for tight ends and pigskins. Len, Nick, and Chris are back with Jimmy Johnson and his 2 Super Bowl rings inside the NFL. Next on HBO. Next on HBO. Get ready for tight ends and pigskins. Len, Nick, and Chris are back with Jimmy Johnson and his 2 Super Bowl rings inside the NFL. Next on HBO. Next on HBO. A mobster learns the hard way that there are 2 sets of laws, one that we all live by, and one run by the underworld in the line of duty, mob justice. Next on HBO. Next on HBO. There are moments in life when you come to a crossroads, but the crossing's never easy. Richard Gere, Sharon Stone, Lolita Davidovich, Intersection. Next on HBO. Next on HBO. When they killed his partner, they had no idea how painful revenge could be. Britton K. Lee has the deadly feet and an iron heart. Next on HBO. Next on HBO.
Get ready for a trip to Los Angeles, where thousands of teenagers will drive up and down Hollywood Boulevard, endlessly searching for the joy of sex.
Next on HBO. Next on HBO.
The plan was a simple guy's night out. Then they made one wrong turn. Emilio Estevez, Cuba Gooding Jr., and Dennis Leary. Judgment Night.
Next on HBO. Next on HBO.
Take a peek behind the scenes of the new courtroom thriller starring Demi Moore and Alec Baldwin. You've got a front row seat to The Juror, HBO First Look. Something special's on next.
Next on HBO. Karate's dynamic duo is back. This time they travel to Japan, land in an age-old feud, and learn even more about the power of love. The Karate Kid Part 2. It's not TV, it's HBO. Next. Next on HBO. The Civil War isn't over, and this fearless army of zombie soldiers fights for no cause except evil. Corbin Burnson and Martin Sheen. The Killing Box. Something special's on next. Next on HBO. In late-night television, it's what happens behind the camera that'll make you laugh. Gary Shandling stars in an all-new episode of The Larry Sanders Show. Next on HBO. Next on HBO. The HBO original comedy that'll change the way you look at late-night television. Gary Shandling stars in another episode of The Larry Sanders Show. Next on HBO. Next on HBO. The HBO original comedy that'll change the way you look at late-night television. Gary Shandling stars in The Larry Sanders Show. Next on HBO. Next on HBO. All it takes to leap into the screen and live your own adventure is a little magic. Let Arnold Schwarzenegger grant your wish. The Last Action Hero. Next on HBO. Next on HBO. One of Hollywood's most popular dogs is back, and she's bringing smiling faces with her. So no flea jokes, please. Helen Slater, Lassie. Next on HBO. Next on HBO. When the boys of summer went off to fight in the big one, Tom Hanks, Gina Davis, and Madonna decided to form a league of their own. Next on HBO. Next on HBO, faith healer Steve Martin mixes sin and salvation as he cons a small Midwestern town. Deborah Winger co-stars in the comedy Leap of Faith. Next on HBO.
Prepares terminally ill patients and their families for a safe passage. Letting Go, a hospice journey.
Something special's on next. Next on HBO.
What are the signs when a friend is about to take their own life? Find out. Life stories, families in crisis, a deadly secret. The Robert Beer story.
Next on HBO.
Next on HBO. Sometimes the hardest thing a person can do is help out his fellow man. Life stories, families in crisis, brotherly love, the Trevor Farrell story. Next on HBO. Next on HBO. What's a Western outlaw to do when all the newspapers are calling him a has-been? Time to start robbing some banks. Paul Hogan is Lightning Jack. Next on HBO. Next on HBO. Here at HBO, we like to think that all men and their sperm are created equal. Whoopi Goldberg and Ted Danson, Made in America. Next on HBO. Next on HBO. Some child prodigies master music, others master math. This one has an uncanny ability to master the mob, ninja style, Magic Kid. Next on HBO. Next on HBO. When he meets his long-lost brother, this adopted teenager gets the shock of his young life. Matthew Modine and Mary Louise Parker in The Maker. Next on HBO. Next on HBO. Look in the sky, it's a bird, it's a plane. No, it's a doggone fool. HBO goes behind the scenes with Damon Wayans for The Making of Blank Man. Next on HBO. Next on HBO. Join HBO as they invade the set and go behind the scenes of the latest action blockbuster, The Making of Independence Day. Next on HBO. Next on HBO. Go underground and behind the scenes of the action thriller starring Wesley Snipes and Woody Harrelson, The Making of Money Train. It's not TV, it's HBO. Next. Next on HBO. Join HBO behind the scenes for another zany trip through the minds and the camera lenses of the Coen brothers. The Making of Hudsucker Proxy. Next on HBO. Next on HBO. It's the movie that'll have every woman in tears. Whoever thought these baby blues would be hard to look at? Mel Gibson is The Man Without a Face. Next on HBO. Next on HBO. It's an HBO world premiere. Two-faced cop Lorenzo Lamas assumes the identity of an evil killer to catch his partner in crime. Mask of Death. Something Special's on next. Next on HBO. Mel Gibson returns to those hallowed halls of knowledge, and who would have thought he's helping school children learn Shakespeare? Mel Gibson goes back to school. Next on HBO. Next on HBO. Remember being 12 and all you had on your mind was one thing? Thank goodness for those kind-hearted hookers, huh? Melanie Griffith, Ed Harris, Milk Money. Next on HBO. Next on HBO. We'd like to show you the newest rage in psychological therapy. One session with these shrinks and you won't have any more problems, ever. Mind Twister. Something Special's on next. Next on HBO. He's one of the most eccentric, offbeat English comedians of our time. Rowan Atkinson stars in the international Emmy-winning comedy series, Mr. Bean. Next on HBO. Next on HBO. Irreverent, outrageous, and totally unpredictable. Yes, they're back for some more comedy on the edge. Mr. Show with Bob and David. Next on HBO. Next on HBO. Irreverent, outrageous, and totally unpredictable. Yes, they're back for some more comedy on the edge. Mr. Show with Bob and David. It's not TV, it's HBO. Next. Next on HBO.
She cooks, she cleans, she's a regular Mary Poppins with a little something extra. Robin Williams and Sally Field in Mrs. Doubtfire. Next on HBO.
Next on HBO.
While planning to destroy Earth with a gigantic laser catcher, Terry Garr and Jeffrey Jones star in Mom and Dad Save the World.
Next on HBO.
Next on HBO. It's big laughs when two New Yorkers get into trouble in the Deep South. It's Joe Pesci and Marissa Tomei to the rescue in My Cousin Vinny. Next on HBO.
Next on HBO. A bomber plans to blow up the Academy Awards. Is this a bad thing? Leslie Nielsen, Priscilla Presley, Naked Gun 33 1/3, The Final Insult. Next on HBO. Next on HBO. A bomber plans to blow up the Academy Awards. Will Frank Drebin stop him? And why would he want to? Leslie Nielsen, Naked Gun 33 1/3, The Final Insult. Something special's on. Next on HBO. It's the kind of love story we never get tired of. The blue blood politician meets the showgirl. But what happens when she turns up dead? Naked Obsession. Next on HBO.
Next on HBO. Wesley Snipes, the man who would be king of the underworld. Can Ice-T and Judd Nelson stop him? Mario Van Peebles directs New Jack City.
Next on HBO. Next on HBO. When three people share one apartment in Greenwich Village, someone's bound to fall in love. They just have to meet each other first. The Night We Never Met. Next on HBO.
Next on HBO. Same old story. Guy can't commit, yet somehow keeps coming back for more. HBO takes a peek at Hugh Grant in 9 Months. HBO First Look.
Next on HBO. Next on HBO. When a Hollywood movie star hosts a beauty contest, it's not the homecoming queen who's got the gun. It's the kidnappers. Andrew Dice Clay. No contest. Next on HBO. Next on HBO.
With all the pollution surrounding the planet, our environment could use a hero. Steven Seagal, Michael Caine, Joan Chen on Deadly Ground.
Next on HBO. To be home alone at the library. Macaulay Culkin in The... Next on HBO. Next on HBO. A stranger known as Preacher, a corrupt gold rush town, a man named Clint. Things are starting to sound Western. Clint Eastwood, Pale Rider. Next on HBO. Next on HBO.
A conspiracy that the highest levels of government will do anything to cover up. Julia Roberts and Denzel Washington, The Pelican Brief.
Next on HBO. Next on HBO. HBO takes you into a twisted world of man's darkest obsessions and even darker realities, all in the name of fun. Perversions of Science Trilogy. Next on HBO. Next on HBO. When an evil villain launches his plan for world domination, only one purple-suited superhero can save the day. Billy Zane, the Phantom. Next on HBO. Next on HBO.
Andrew Stevens stars in a story of lust and murder with Morgan Fairchild. Must be hard having it all. Point of Seduction, Body Chemistry 3.
Next on HBO. Next on HBO. The zaniest cops on the force return, and this time they take on the Russian mafia. And we thought the Cold War was over. Police Academy, Mission to Moscow. Next on HBO. Next on HBO.
A cruise ship takes a harrowing turn when hit by a tidal wave. Gene Hackman, Shelley Winters, and Ernest Borgnine, The Poseidon Adventure.
Next on HBO. Next on HBO. A mother and daughter learn to understand one another amidst the craziness of show business. Meryl Streep and Shirley MacLaine. Postcards from the Edge. Next on HBO. Next on HBO. $4.25 minimum wage or $4 grand a night drug money? Which would you choose? Power, the Eddie Matos story, life stories, families in crisis. Next on HBO. Next on HBO. It's everyone's favorite Flatfoot, and he's just itching to do some damage in his little section of Mayberry. Psycho Cop 2, Psycho Cop Returns. Next on HBO. Next on HBO. Why are breast cancer rates rising? Meet 8 survivors searching for answers. Rachel's daughters searching for the causes of breast cancer. Next on HBO. Next on HBO. Doctor-patient confidentiality reaches a new level when a sexy shrink refuses to help the cops nab a serial killer. Relentless 4, Ashes to Ashes. Next on HBO. Next on HBO. Take a behind-the-scenes look at this new horror thriller wreaking havoc on Chicago. Tom Sizemore and Linda Hunt, The Relic, HBO First Look. Next on HBO. Next on HBO. When murder takes on an international flavor, a young cop turns to an old master for the recipe. Wesley Snipes and Sean Connery, Rising Sun. Next on HBO. Next on HBO. A futuristic battle between 2 muscle-bound gladiators gets down and dirty. Oh, did we mention they're as tall as skyscrapers? Robot jocks. Next on HBO. Next on HBO.
Rocky Balboa's return to the super fight of this lifetime until from the slums of Philadelphia, who started out as a club fighter, Sylvester Stallone is Rocky II.
Next on HBO. Next on HBO. In life, the measure of a man is not what others think he can do, but what he knows he can do. Sean Astin and Charles Dutton. Rudy. Next on HBO. Next on HBO. It's time to put the kiddies to bed and get ready to roll with laughs. It's the hippest, hottest, and raunchiest comedy around. Russell Simmons' Def Comedy Jam. Next on HBO. Next on HBO. Remember when it was just a game? A group of kids learned the real meaning of friendship and adventure through the magic of baseball. The Sandlot. Next on HBO. HBO. How does a courageous field mouse save her family from a farmer's plow? She consults the local laboratory rats for The Secret of Nim. Next on HBO. A student's psychic identification with a murdered co-ed brings her close to the killer. Will they share the same fate? Eric Roberts, Sensation. Next on HBO. Next on HBO. Are you one of those people who forgets to recycle? Do you wear white shoes after Labor Day? Better watch out. Kathleen Turner is Serial Mom. Next on HBO. Next on HBO. It's an HBO world premiere. A couple in love, a demonic temptress. Can he resist the ultimate temptation? Jeff Beatty and Lisa B. Serpent's Lair. Something Special's on. Next. Next on HBO. A savage killer gets a second chance at life and uses it to complete a murderous plot he started years ago. Sleep Stalker, The Sandman's Last Rites. Something Special's on. Next. Next on HBO.
It's a new movie every Saturday night. Devil of the Terror for even strikes out Sharon Stone, William Baldwin, and Tom Berenger. Sliver.
Next on HBO.
Next on HBO. 2 years after the Civil War, her husband returns home. But can she believe he's really who he says he is? Richard Gere and Jodie Foster in Summer Seat. Next on HBO.
Next on HBO.
During America's civil rights movement, a man was murdered. 30 years later, will justice prevail? Southern Justice, the murder of Medgar Evers.
Next on HBO. Next on HBO. If your bus went above 55 miles an hour, you'd probably explode with joy. These people might just explode. Keanu Reeves, Dennis Hopper, Speed. Next on HBO. Next on HBO. Rutger Hauer is a tough cop on the trail of what else? A serial killer. The twist is that this killer may not even be human. Split second. Next on HBO. Next on HBO. It's an entertaining look back at 100 memorable years of sports and their impact on American films. Sports on the silver screen. Next on HBO. Next on HBO. Sorority Babes. Next on HBO. Next on HBO. HBO takes you into warp speed and behind the scenes of the latest adventure aboard the Enterprise. Star Trek First Contact, HBO First Look. It's not TV, it's HBO. Next. Next on HBO.
Mayhem getting away for a long space reveal, and who finds the other leader? William Shatner. Star Trek III, The Search for Spock.
Next on HBO. Next on HBO.
Couch potatoes beware. Watch too much TV and you could wind up like John Ritter in the satanic spoof of pop culture TV. Stay tuned. Something special's on. Next.
Next on HBO. A desert town is being controlled by a psychotic outlaw. No, it's none of the politicians you know, but things are about to change with the coming of The Stranger. Next on HBO. Next on HBO.
Poverty is staring you right in the face, and the woman you love is in trouble. What do? For most inner-city kids, there's only one choice. Strapped. Something special's on. Next.
Next on HBO. He's got a badge, a boat, and a bad attitude. Busting criminals isn't a job, it's a grudge. Bruce Willis in Striking Distance. Next on HBO. HBO. When a psycho killer sets his murderous sights on a Texas high school, nobody is looking to stay after class. Student Bodies. It's not TV, it's HBO. Next. Next on HBO. Did you know the wolf is on the verge of extinction? Find out what can be done to keep them from disappearing forever. Survival series, The Howling Wolves. Next on HBO. Next on HBO.
Murder, magic, and mayhem is the order of the day as we take a jaunt to the haunt and skim the menu macabre. The HBO original series, Tales from the Crypt.
Next on HBO. Next on HBO. That old bag of bones himself, the Crypt Keeper, spins another episode of blood-curdling fun. It's gore galore with Tales from the Crypt. Next on HBO. Next on HBO.
Want to hear some naughty little secrets? How about some hair-curling revelations? The confessional's only a cab ride away. Taxi Cab Confessions.
Next on HBO. Next on HBO.
Tom Hanks wrote and directed this story of the rise of a one-hit wonder rock and roll band in the early 60s, That Thing You Do.
Next on HBO. Next on HBO. Emilio Estevez plays an alienated teen who can't find the courage to make his mark, based on the S.E. Hinton novel, That Was Then, This Is Now. Next on HBO. Next on HBO. What do most people have buried in their backyard? A couple of sunflower seeds, maybe some steak bones, but $8 million? There goes the neighborhood. Next on HBO. Next on HBO.
They say that if it don't kill you, it makes you stronger. Well, for Leonardo DiCaprio, that's the case. Robert De Niro stars in This Boy's Life.
Next on HBO. Next on HBO. The Pumpkin King of Halloween Town has kidnapped Santa Claus. Now who will deliver the gifts? Tim Burton's Nightmare Before Christmas. Next on HBO. Next on HBO. It's premiere Saturday night. It's 2004 and time travel's a reality which certain parties are determined to exploit. Jean-Claude Van Damme, Time Cop. Next on HBO. Next on HBO.
No experience necessary, because it's all fun and games when Richard Pryor is hired to entertain a millionaire's brat. Jackie Gleason co-stars The Toy. Next on HBO. Next on HBO. She's back with her very own comedy series. Tracy Ullman brings her incredible array of talents and faces to HBO. Tracy Takes On. Next on HBO. Next on HBO. Just when you thought it was safe to go back into the oil fields, the worms are back. Fred Ward and Helen Shaver star in Tremors 2: Aftershocks. Next on HBO. Next on HBO. A little prostitution here, a little murder there. Maybe some drugs. Ain't Love Grand? Christian Slater, Patricia Arquette. True Romance. Next on HBO. Next on HBO. For 2 decades, comedy's been an HBO thing. Here's a look back and a peek at more laughs to come. 20 years of comedy on HBO, hosted by George Carlin. Next on HBO.
HBO. Helen Hunt and Bill Paxton are tornado-busting scientists who track and follow the fury of nature's dangerous storms. Twister. Next on HBO.
Next on HBO. When his wife went into the ladies' room, he knew he was in for a wait, but 6 hours later, he started to worry. Jeff Bridges, Kiefer Sutherland, The Vanishing. Next on HBO. Next on HBO. When his wife went into the ladies' room, he knew he was in for a wait, but 6 hours later, he started to worry. Jeff Bridges, Kiefer Sutherland, The Vanishing. Next on HBO. Next on HBO. It's party time. It's excellent. The cable access guys are ready to hit the big time. Not. Mike Myers and Dana Carvey star in Wayne's World. Next on HBO. Next on HBO.
Lovebirds had enough for a single life of the life days. The single can't get enough for single will do. Johnny Depp and Juliette Lewis. What's eating Gilbert Grape?
Next on HBO. Next on HBO. Is it mannerly to force your opponent to error? And if they do, is it your fault or theirs? All these questions will be answered in court. Wimbledon 94 highlights. Next on HBO. Next on HBO. Bo Derek's back, and is she in the buff? You bet. It's an erotic maze of lust, love, and murder. Robert Mitchum co-stars Woman of Desire. Next on HBO. Next on HBO. If you missed it, here's your chance to catch the action all over again. World Championship Boxing. Montel Griffin versus Roy Jones Jr. Next on HBO. Next on HBO. They may be the champs, but their contenders are ready to slow them down or take the crown. World Championship Boxing. Whitaker versus McGirt. Next on HBO.